whole life a beat. Poverty I send them go crazy. Government get lazy. I made them walk on beat. Take everything you have and everything we need. Combine them and make we buy baby feed. Money now run them never pay me work staff. No man hungry plus the bill them cut off. Light will come, phone will come, money now run, salary done. Man have a rub man have a pull gun. Police also shoot them a chase man down. From skin color back is all I run. Them a shoot them gun man down. When man try rise them a pull man down. Positive vibration. Positive vibration. Positive vibration. Positive vibration.
Listen all day, every day on your favorite streaming platform. The Clean Fresh Sound. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Explicit, boy.
It is 7:47, but unfortunately at this time, we will not be bringing to you Ponder on These Things with Mr. Lansford Weeks, as we will no longer be having that session. Instead, Mr. Weeks has joined Viewpoint, and he will now be providing his... Oh, wait. Right. So Mr. Weeks has now joined Viewpoint, and he will be making his comments there at Viewpoint at 12:30 from now on, right here on WEFM on Thursday. Right. So you will no longer be hearing Lansford here with us.
You want to sue?
I have to see you there.
All right, so Dianna is being extra dramatic, but that's fine, right? But yes, we no longer be having that commentary segment with him on a daily basis, but his commentary will now be aired during the Viewpoint segment on Thursdays at 12:30. So for those of you who look forward to his commentary, that's even more reason to continue listening to WEFM during the course of the day, where you can hear whatever it is his thoughts are on every Thursday from 12:30 p.m. Okay?
Yes. Right. So, getting into our next topic. And this one, there was a video circulating on social media with some persons on a school compound involving a parent, security officer, and a teacher. I'm going to read something here. It says on October 3rd, police arrested and charged Miss Roxy Batiste, a 43-year-old self-employed resident of New Chapmans, Miss Lucretia Batiste, a 36-year-old farmer of the same address, and Miss Azonia Cain, a 24-year-old secretary from New Chapmans, with multiple offenses, including assault and criminal trespass. According to the investigation, at approximately 9 a.m., the accused entered the Langley Park Primary School, specifically the schoolyard, as trespassers with the intent to commit the offense of assault bodily harm. While on the premises, Roxy Batiste and Azonia Cain allegedly assaulted a 38-year-old female auxiliary police officer by beating her about the body with their hands, causing actual bodily harm. In a separate but related incident, the same Roxy Batiste and Miss Lucretia Batiste allegedly assaulted a 34-year-old female teacher in a similar manner, resulting in actual bodily harm. The offenses were committed in Langley Park on October 3rd. All three were granted station bail in the sum of $2,000 EC each, with one surety. They were ordered not to have any contact with the complainant and to appear before the Georgetown Magistrate Court on October 7th to answer the charges. So in the video that you saw with the fight on the school compound in Langley Park, the ladies that went onto the school compound were charged, and they were charged with assault, bodily harm. All right.
And criminal trespassing.
Right, and criminal trespassing. Yes, right. Yes. So there has some justice has been served there. I am I'm glad that, it wasn't just left like that and something was done, because I would like parents and, well, members of the public to understand, to know and understand that it is not okay to go onto a school compound, no matter how you feel, no matter what your grievances are, and assault anybody, especially any teacher. It just cannot happen like that. So I'm glad that this was brought to light, and the police became involved and the ladies were charged. Hopefully, persons would be deterred from doing something similar in the future. School is serious business, and really, it can never be okay for people to go onto the school compound and do these things, right? And it was dealt with quite speedily. So
Yeah, I think initially we saw the video last week, but I did not want for us to speak on it because I wasn't sure of what all was happening. And while it is that I thought that somebody in the video looks like they may have been a security officer. Well, in the article they call him auxiliary. What's the title?
auxiliary police officer, I say?
Okay. Because I didn't have that information correct. I wasn't sure what was happening, so I didn't want for us to comment on it at the time. But in looking at the video, what it says for me was interesting is how easy it was for this to happen on the school's compound.
Yeah.
I don't let me tell you, I remember one time receiving a call from St. Mary's because my other niece wasn't well, right? And I happened to pass across there at the same time. So I wanted to go and check on my niece. I couldn't get onto the compound. Even though the school had not too long called me to tell me that she wasn't feeling because they couldn't get onto her mother, right? To tell me that, but I could not get onto the school compound. And if you pass across St. Mary's just before lunch, you would see persons outside waiting for the train because they cannot get onto the compound.
Yep.
And I'm wondering how is it that, in the case in this video, the auxiliary officer was there outside of the classroom, not the classroom, but on the school compound itself. So I'm not sure if maybe they may have escorted the parents there for them to speak with the teacher or what the case may have been. But at no point in time is this ever okay.
Exactly.
I don't understand. This is, sometimes when we talk about children acting up in a certain way and teachers not being able to take control of classrooms or even take control of certain children, these are the examples that they have to follow, right?
Yep.
These are the households that they live in. These are the things that they observe. So when teachers say that they have difficulty with a classroom or discipline within a classroom, many of the instances stems from the parents. And I'm there looking at this video and I say, but it's whole three persons? Yeah, is what, three of them have a grievance with the school or with the teacher? How is it that three of them, and I think one of them even had a child
I saw somebody with a child
balancing a child, and they're like, you entering into a fight or even a verbal quarrel? What is it that persons are going to do to try to, even if you have a grievance with the teacher, there are ways in which you can deal with it, right? Additionally, what does this mean, or how is this going to impact on the same child that you probably went to defend?
Exactly.
Because the teacher, and I'm not saying that teacher would necessarily be petty and not want to have anything to do with the child, etc. A teacher could possibly rise above that. But the thing of it is that when you have to look at the face of this child, I may not want to correct this child because I don't know if the parent may not meet me on the school compound, but it might meet me outside
you'd be scared.
Verbally assault me, so parents, I think, there are times when we think that society is going downhill and parents are many times the cause of it.
Yep.
Because children are going to act on the things that they see. And if a parent is acting this particular way, especially if the child is already in the wrong, well, we don't know the circumstances of what happened here, but let's say the child is already in the wrong. The parent comes down to defend the wrong. How is this child going to be corrected?
And that's it.
All right.
That's it. There's the example they're following.
All right. So Joshua is on the line. Hi, Joshua. Good morning.
Especially for the child is on.
Hi, Joshua.
Good morning. Good morning. I just want to say I really would miss Mr. Weeks because 12 o'clock, I haven't got time to sit down and listen to the radio. I'm out there on the water or driving my wife crazy or something like that, so I...
No, well, you see with that part where you're driving your wife crazy, sit down and listen to the radio. Right? She
Well, I
should
tell you
put you
something.
to sit down in front of the radio.
Look, I tell you guys something, right? We often take things for granted. There was a time when and I like to share about my personal life because some things, not everything. There was a time when my wife could not come into the kitchen when I'm cooking. I mean, stay out of the kitchen because she would come in and she always wanted to give me her 2 cents as to how to do things. And she was diagnosed with cancer like 10 years ago. And every time my wife comes into the kitchen now, I feel like getting on my knees and kissing her feet because it doesn't matter how much she bothers me. I'm so thankful that she's here to allow me to drive her crazy. And
I need to hear this from your wife, though.
Well, you would very likely not hear her because unlike her husband who doesn't know when to shut up, she doesn't say very much. You guys were discussing something the other day that it was positive, but at the same time very, very disturbing. It was in relation to the young lady that won the Miss is it Miss SVG?
Yes.
Yeah, there were comments being made, people saying how happy they were because of her size and everything. Now, one of the things that turned my wife off, and my friend Kojo, listen to this carefully. One of the things that turned my wife off from St. Vincent Mainland, folks would come by. Me come for see the fat yellow woman from Bermuda. I found that very, very offensive because my wife is not fat. She's well proportioned like Dianna. And she is not yellow skin, she's black. My wife is a black female. So let us just celebrate the lady who won. And I would go off with this. I play music. I have like 4 saxophones. And someone gave me a new one. So I took it to the bandmaster for the regiment and I asked him which one was better. Or which one was was better. He said, go home, go in a dark room and play all of them. And get back to me and tell me which one sounds better. I hope you got the message, right?
What's the message?
It's not in the look.
The sound?
Right, because if I'm in a dark room, I cannot see which saxophone I'm playing.
Right.
The music sounds the same. So let us celebrate this young lady. It's what comes from the inside because I've seen some beautiful women and when they open their mouth, me want vomit. No joke, me serious. So you guys have a great day. And a special shout out to Anne, Kojo, Rosie, and let me stop calling names. Love you guys.
Dave, your friend Dave. You forget Dave. Your friend Dave.
How could I forget Dave? Dave is the milk in the chocolate. The only thing is I'm lactose.
You're lactose intolerant.
I'm lactose intolerant and chocolate makes me sick. But Dave is the milk in the chocolate.
Oh boy.
Love you guys. Take care.
All right, take care.
Heard.
All right. All right. So we're going to have to. All right. So Kojo, we recognize that you're calling. But we have to take a break in a minute or under minutes, right?
A couple seconds.
Right. Okay. So just to end off this segment. So yes, I'm happy to see, as Dianna said, just to support her point, that yes, I'm happy to see that these women were arrested, particularly because of the example that the incorrect example that they are setting, right? I mean, parents, you have authority over your children, but the school also has authority over your child. And if there is a disagreement or you're not in agreement with whatever means of discipline or a teacher may have corrected the child, there are other ways in which that it can be solved without engaging in a fight. A physical fight.
Exactly. It is not okay to go onto any school compound and behave in that way. It is not okay. It is not okay to do that. All right. You go to the principal, you go to the office, you do what you gotta do. If you think things ain't working out for you, there are other steps you can take, right? So we are going to head out at this time. It is now 8:00 and this time check has been brought to us by the New Haven Funeral Home.
Death